The question of whether to insulate or not all comes down to where you're going and what type of skiing you plan to do when you get there. When I lived in Colorado, my boyfriend and I must have looked like we were on different planets when we went skiing together. No matter the weather, sub-zero or in the 50s, blizzard or blue sky, I'd always be wrapped up in my puffiest down jacket and he'd always be wearing a light soft shell over a base layer. I never broke a sweat and he never even shivered. We were actually pretty similar in size and body composition. But if we'd swapped outfits, I'm certain I'd have died of hypothermia and he'd have had a total meltdown in the middle of a ski run, torn all his clothes off and jumped into a snowdrift to cool off. All this is to say that whether you choose a shell or an insulated ski jacket comes down, in part, to your own thermoregulation. Why some people always feel hot and others always feel cold is a whole other article. But for this article we want to help you decide between a shell vs insulated ski jacket by explaining the differences and how what you plan to do in them matters. Shell vs insulated ski jacket. What type of skiing are you doing? Obviously, any jacket that you plan to wear for skiing needs to keep you warm. But in deciding how much warmth you need, you first have to consider what type of skiing you're planning to do. If you're planning on buying a lift ticket, you should expect to have to stand in long lift lines while sitting on the lift itself can get pretty chilly. Plus, you'll probably get higher in elevation with a chair ride than you will if you have to hike out. The temperature difference between the base of the resort and the top of the mountain can be as much as 20 degrees, so the chances are decent that you'll want to consider an insulated ski jacket, and we strongly recommend you go with synthetic insulation rather than down, since down will stop insulating if it gets wet. This all holds especially true if you're just dropping in for a week of skiing midwinter when the conditions are at their best. If you're waiting until the spring to go skiing, an insulated jacket may be too warm. Shell vs insulated ski jacket. Where are you going? The other important question you need to ask yourself is where you'll be skiing. Since not all winters are created equally, a lot of ski days out west are pretty mild, and even when they are not, lots of sunshine and low humidity make them far more tolerable. If you already know you're a fair weather skier and you only plan to ski in Colorado, there's a chance you'll be too warm wearing an insulated jacket on the resort, unless you're a person who always feels cold, and a softshell jacket might suffice. Consider the Montane Dino LT jacket or Forkless Trek 900 Windwarm Mountain Trekking Softshell, which we tested for our roundup of the best softshell jackets. Shell vs insulated ski jacket. Weight, mobility and cost. Some final, albeit less important, considerations are how much the jacket weighs, how easily you can move in it, and cost. Generally speaking, a shell jacket is going to be very lightweight while an insulated jacket might be a bit heavier. Depending on the jacket, this doesn't matter a whole lot for resort skiing. But you don't want to feel weighed down by your clothing for skinning, so make sure your gear is lightweight for the backcountry. You also want to be able to move easily for backcountry touring when you're climbing and bending down to just your bindings. Softshells are going to provide lots of mobility, while hardshells are a little stiffer and the bulk of an insulated jacket might make it quite hard to move well. When it comes to cost, you can probably find the best bargains among the cheapest insulated jackets and pick up something for under $100. But you can also drop close to $1,000 on a high-tech insulated ski jacket if you really want to. The cheapest shell jackets are a little pricier than the cheapest insulated versions, around $150. All in all though, you can probably find something you're happy with in your price range regardless of which jacket you choose. We are going to end this video right away. If you have any query or information to share, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.